No one noticed it at first. The object did not shine like a star. It did not move like a planet. It did not follow any rule humans understood. Deep space scanners near the edge of the solar system detected a shadow, a massive darkness where nothing should be. At first, scientists thought it was a sensor error. Then a second satellite confirmed it. Then a third. Something enormous was blocking light itself. The shadow was larger than Jupiter. Larger than anything ever recorded. But the most frightening detail was this. The shadow was moving toward Earth. Slowly. Silently. With perfect control. Global observatories turned their focus to the unknown object. Every calculation failed. Every theory collapsed. This was not a natural body. As days passed, the object changed position. Not drifting, not pulled by gravity, but adjusting its path as if it were watching. Then, without warning, Earth received a signal. Not a radio wave. Not a laser pulse. It was a pattern written in pure mathematics, repeating again and again. The signal carried only one clear message. You are found. Across the galaxy, ancient civilizations froze in fear, because they knew what humanity had just discovered, and they knew what would happen next. The world changed in one night. Dr. Elias Cade stood inside the Deep Space Observation Hall, staring at a screen that should not exist. The image showed a vast black shape hanging beyond the orbit of Neptune. It's still there, he whispered. The object did not reflect light. It swallowed it. Every telescope on Earth was now locked on the same target. Scientists from different nations argued over data streams, but no one could explain what they were seeing. This thing has mass beyond planetary scale, one analyst said. And yet it's not collapsing into a star. Another voice trembled. It's hollow. That single word filled the room with silence. Hollow objects did not exist at this size. Nature did not build shells larger than worlds. Only intelligence could do that. As calculations updated, a new warning appeared. Gravity anomaly detected. The object adjusted its position again, slightly changing angle, like an eye turning to focus. It knows we're watching, Elias said quietly. No one laughed. Then the signal arrived. The transmission cut through every channel at once. Civilian, military, scientific. Screens filled with repeating symbols. Numbers folding into themselves in perfect balance. It was not a language. It was a key. Artificial systems failed to decode it. Human intuition succeeded. A young data specialist noticed something strange. The pattern matches human biological ratios, she said. DNA structures, neural timing, heart rhythms. The room went cold. The signal was not sent to machines. It was sent to humans. As Earth struggled to understand, far beyond human space, ancient observatories awakened. Alien civilizations that had hidden for millions of years opened sealed archives. Old warnings glowed on forgotten screens. World ships detected. Creators unknown. Protocol. Observe or flee. Fear spread faster than light. Back on Earth, the object made its next move. A section of the massive surface began to shift. What looked like solid darkness separated into layers, unfolding with slow precision. Entire continents could fit inside the opening. Gasps echoed through the observation hall. It's opening, someone said. Inside the opening was not darkness. There was light. A soft, artificial sky stretched inward, revealing land, water, and towering structures. A world existed inside the shell. A planet within a planet. The signal changed. This time it formed a simple map. A path leading directly into the opening. Governments argued. Military leaders demanded weapons. Scientists begged for patience. But the object waited. Not threatening. Not rushing. Waiting. A single human expedition was approved. One ship. No weapons. Only observers. As the small human vessel approached the opening, its systems shut down one by one. Panic rose. Until manual controls responded. It wants us inside, Elias said from mission control. The human ship crossed the threshold. Inside, gravity stabilized. Air composition matched Earth's atmosphere perfectly. Oceans shimmered below artificial skies. Cities stood empty. No bodies. No ruins. No signs of struggle. Only silence. At the center of the inner world stood a colossal structure, taller than mountains, carved with symbols older than Earth. As the humans approached, the structure awakened. A voice echoed, not loud, not soft, but clear. "Humanity," it said. "You have arrived later than expected." The team froze. The voice continued. "We built these vessels as guardians, as tests, as final answers." Images filled the air. Galaxies burning, civilizations falling, endless wars. "You were not the strongest," the voice said. "You were not the first." The structure shifted, revealing a core of glowing energy. "But you were the only ones who survived without losing yourselves." Back on Earth, every screen lit up as the object transmitted its final message to the planet. World ship status. Active. Primary command authority. Humanity. Beyond the stars, alien fleets began to move. Because the galaxy finally understood the truth. Humanity had not found the world ships. The world ships had found humanity. The galaxy reacted before Earth could breathe. Far beyond human space, hidden stations came alive after millions of years. Ancient councils gathered in silence, their members old enough to remember legends that most believed were lies. On one such world, deep inside a crystal chamber, an elder being stared at the glowing warning symbol. World ship activation confirmed, the system announced. The room froze. "So it finally happened," the elder said. "Humans have been found." Others protested. "No," one said quickly. "Humans found the ship." The elder shook his head slowly. "No," he replied. "The ship allowed itself to be found." Old records were opened. Dust-covered data tablets glowed again. Images showed planet-sized vessels tearing through space, bending reality around them. One phrase repeated in every language. "Do not interfere." But fear is stronger than wisdom. Many species remembered what the world ships meant. They were not weapons built to conquer galaxies. They were built to end wars by removing those who started them. And now, humans controlled them. Back on Earth, the news had already spread. Crowds filled streets. Some celebrated. Some prayed. Others feared the sky itself. Dr. Elias Cade watched global feeds from the command center. He had spent his life searching the stars. Now the stars were watching him. "This is moving too fast," he said. "We don't even understand what we've touched." Military leaders disagreed. "They gave us control," one general said. "That means power." Elias turned sharply. "No," he replied. "It means responsibility." As debates raged on Earth, something unseen was happening in deep space. Alien fleets began to move. Not openly. Not loudly. They traveled without lights, without signals, hiding behind dead stars and dark matter clouds. Their goal was simple. Observe Earth. Measure humanity. And if necessary, erase them. One fleet commander studied a projection of the world ship near Earth. "That thing can crush us," the commander said. "Yes," another replied. "But it may not be awake yet." That hope did not last long. Near Earth, the world ship shifted position. Space rippled as if reality itself was bending under its weight. Inside the vessel, human explorers continued their journey toward the central structure. The voice had gone silent, but the world around them was alive. Cities began to light up. Roads activated. Rivers adjusted their flow. The inner world responded to human presence like a body recognizing its heartbeat. "It's syncing with us," one explorer said. "Every step we take, it adjusts." At the core structure, new symbols appeared. They formed images of other species. Thousands of them. Then the images faded. Only humans remained. On Earth, alarms sounded. "Multiple unidentified objects detected," a technician shouted. "They're not human." The screens filled with red markers surrounding the solar system. Alien fleets. Panic spread through command centers worldwide. "They're watching us," Elias said. "They're afraid." A message arrived. Not from aliens. From the world ship. The same calm voice echoed across every device on Earth. Do not fear, it said. They are undecided. The words shocked everyone. You know they're there? A world leader asked. Yes, the voice replied. They always come. More information streamed in. Visions of the past. Civilizations discovering world ships. Civilizations trying to control them. Civilizations erased in silence. Why didn't you stop them? Elias asked. We did, the voice said. By choosing carefully. The alien fleets hesitated. Some argued to retreat. Others demanded a strike before humans learned how to use their new power. One fleet moved closer. That was the mistake. Without warning, space folded. The world ship did not fire a weapon. It simply appeared. One moment it was near Earth. The next, it stood between the alien fleet and the sun. The size difference was terrifying. Alien sensors failed. Navigation collapsed. Ships lost orientation as gravity twisted around them. A single message broadcast from the world ship. Observation acknowledged. The alien fleet froze. No explosions. No destruction. Just complete control. Back on Earth, silence filled every room. Elias felt his hands shaking. This isn't defense, someone whispered. This is dominance. The world ship spoke again. Humanity, it said. You now stand where many failed. The alien fleet slowly retreated, broken but alive. Across the galaxy the message spread. Humans had not attacked. Humans had not threatened. Yet they had stopped an invasion without firing a single shot. Ancient civilizations understood the truth. The test had begun. And the galaxy was no longer deciding what to do about humanity. It was waiting to see what humanity would do next. The silence inside the world ship was not empty. It was watching. The human expedition moved carefully through the inner world. The sky above them stayed calm, painted with slow-moving clouds that followed no natural wind. Mountains stood in the distance, smooth and perfect, as if shaped by thought rather than time. This place is too clean, one explorer said. Like nothing ever died here. Dr. Elias Cade listened from Earth. Every sound, every step was sent back in real time. Keep recording everything, he said. This world remembers. As the team advanced toward the central structure, the ground beneath them changed. Paths formed where they walked. Lights appeared without visible sources. The ship was learning. At the base of the colossal tower, the air grew warmer. Symbols covered the surface, thousands of them, slowly rearranging into patterns that felt familiar. Human. The tower responded to their presence by opening a wide entrance. Inside, the walls pulsed softly, like a living heart. Then the voice returned. You are inside the mind of a guardian, it said. The explorers stopped. What are you? The team leader asked. We are the last memory of those who came before, the voice replied. We sleep until needed. Images filled the air. Long ago the galaxy burned. Countless species rose, fought, and destroyed themselves. Worlds turned to dust. Empires collapsed under their own violence. We built the world ships to end the cycle, the voice said. Not by ruling, but by choosing. The explorers exchanged nervous looks. Choosing who? One asked. The images changed. Species discovered the ships. Used them as weapons. Turned fear into domination. Each time the result was the same. Erasure. They failed, the voice said calmly. Not because they were weak, but because they could not stop themselves. Back on Earth, global leaders listened in silence. So why us? Elias asked. There was a pause. Then the answer came. Because you hesitate. Inside the tower, the core chamber opened. A sphere of energy floated in the center, spinning slowly, casting shadows that bent space itself. This is the command core, the voice explained. It does not obey orders. It reflects intent. One explorer stepped closer. What happens if someone tries to control it? The sphere darkened for a moment. They disappear, the voice said. Fear ran through the team. You are not here to command, the voice continued. You are here to connect. The sphere shifted again. A thin beam of light extended toward the team leader. His heart rate spiked. "It's reading him," a technician whispered from Earth. Memories appeared in the air. Childhood moments, fear, loss, kindness. Not just strength. Not just ambition. Humanity's flaws. And humanity's restraint. The sphere glowed brighter. Across the galaxy, hidden observers felt it. Other world ships stirred. Near black holes. Inside dead star systems. Buried beneath cosmic debris. Sleeping giants awakened. Alien civilizations panicked. "They're activating all of them," one council cried. "No," another replied. "They're responding." Back inside the tower, the voice spoke again. "You are not alone," it said. "Others like this exist." A star map formed, showing dozens, then hundreds, of world ships scattered across the galaxy. "You built all of these?" the team leader asked. "Yes," the voice answered. "For one purpose." The map zoomed out, revealing something beyond the galaxy. A darkness older than stars. "A greater threat is coming," the voice said. "One that consumes civilizations without understanding them." Elias felt his breath stop. "And you chose us to stop it?" he asked. "No," the voice replied. "We chose you to decide." Outside the world ship, space rippled again. Alien fleets returned, but this time, they did not attack. They waited. The team leader looked at the glowing sphere. "What do you need from us?" he asked. The voice answered with words that shook every human listening. "Unity," it said. "Restraint. And the courage to protect those who fear you." The sphere dimmed, then stabilized. Sync level. Partial. On Earth, systems linked with the world ship. Energy readings surged. Humanity felt it, not as power, but as weight. Responsibility. Across the galaxy, the message spread. The world ships were awake, and they were listening to humans. The sleeping world was no longer asleep, and the next choice humanity made would decide whether the galaxy survived or fell into silence forever. The first world ship did not move alone. Across the galaxy, something ancient responded to humanity's touch. Signals passed through space without sound, without light. They moved through gravity itself, like a memory waking another memory. Near a dead red star, space cracked. A massive shape unfolded from darkness. Another world ship awakened. Then another. And another. Hidden inside asteroid fields. Buried beneath the ruins of extinct civilizations. Frozen near black holes where time moved slowly. They had been waiting. Alien observatories screamed with warnings. Multiple activations confirmed. World ship count increasing. Panic spread through councils that had ruled their regions of space for thousands of years. The balance of power collapsed in a single day. "They were supposed to stay asleep," one leader said. "They do," another replied softly. "Until they find the right hands." On Earth, the skies did not change, but everything else did. Energy readings surged. Satellites adjusted their orbits without commands. Communication systems synced automatically with world ship channels. Dr. Elias Cade stood in silence as data streamed past him. "They're linking to us," he said. "All of them." Inside the first world ship, the human expedition felt the shift. The sky above the inner world darkened slightly, filled with stars that were not visible before. Each star was a ship. The voice returned. "The Guardians are aligning," it said. "You are now visible." The team leader swallowed. "To who?" he asked. The answer came slowly. "To everyone." Across the galaxy, alien fleets stopped hiding. Massive armadas gathered near borders that had never moved before. Some prepared shields. Others prepared weapons. Fear ruled every decision. "They will enslave us," one species warned. "They will erase us," another cried. Some chose diplomacy. A delegation ship approached the solar system under white light, broadcasting peaceful signals. The world ship did not respond. Humans did. Earth sent a simple message. "We do not seek war." The reply was not reassuring. Power-hungry factions ignored it. A coalition of fleets launched a strike, not at Earth, but at one of the newly awakened world ships near a distant system. They believed distance meant safety. They were wrong. The attacked world ship did not fire back. It changed position. In less than a second, it appeared inside the attacking formation. Ships froze in place. Weapons shut down. Crews lost control of gravity. No alarms. No explosions. Just silence. The world ship spoke. Hostility recorded, it said. Response calibrated. The attacking fleets were not destroyed. They were removed. Folded into empty space, their energy scattered harmlessly across the void. The message was clear. Resistance was pointless. Back on Earth, leaders watched in horror. "This is too much," one said. "They'll fear us forever." Elias closed his eyes. "They already do," he replied. "What matters is what we do with it." Inside the core chamber, the sphere of energy pulsed. Sync level. Stable. The voice spoke again, softer now. "The galaxy is afraid because it remembers pain," it said. "You stand where gods once stood." "We are not gods," the team leader said firmly. The sphere brightened. "That is why you were chosen." The world ships repositioned themselves, not around Earth, but along major conflict zones across the galaxy. They formed silent walls between ancient enemies. Wars stopped mid-flight. Missiles lost targets. Fleets found their paths blocked by impossible shadows. The galaxy froze. For the first time in its long history, violence had nowhere to go. Alien leaders demanded answers. "What do you want?" they asked humanity. Earth responded with a single sentence. "Peace or nothing at all." Some laughed. Others trembled. Deep beyond known space, something else noticed the change. A presence older than galaxies turned its attention inward. The voice inside the world ship spoke again, this time only to humanity. "They are watching," it said. "Who?" Elias asked. "Those we failed to stop," the voice replied. A new image appeared, vast and dark, stretching beyond stars. "They consume order," the voice continued. "They erase meaning." Humanity had stopped galactic war. But something far worse was coming. The world ships aligned into a defensive formation unlike anything seen before. The Guardians were ready. The galaxy was silent. And humanity stood at the center of it all. Not as rulers, but as the final shield between existence and oblivion. The galaxy held its breath. Thousands of fleets floated in place, weapons armed but useless. World ships stood between enemies like silent walls of shadow. No one fired. No one dared. War had been stopped without permission. On Earth, leaders argued through sleepless nights. "This is not peace," one said. "This is fear." Dr. Elias Cade listened quietly. "Fear can prevent violence," he replied. "But only choice can create peace." Inside the first world ship, the human expedition remained near the core. The glowing sphere pulsed slowly, like a steady heartbeat. "Why won't they attack us?" the team leader asked. "They already did," the voice answered. "In their minds." Across the galaxy, rebel factions refused to accept silence. They believed the world ships were bluffing. One alliance of war fleets made a decision that would be remembered forever. They launched a coordinated strike. Not at Earth. Not at the Guardians. At innocent systems protected by world ships. Their plan was simple. Force humanity to react. As weapons fired, alarms echoed through Earth's command centers. "They're attacking civilian worlds," a technician shouted. Elias clenched his fists. "They want us to become what they fear." The voice inside the world ship spoke calmly. "Permission to respond?" it asked. Every human leader felt the weight of that question. If they allowed destruction, they failed as protectors. If they answered with force, they proved the galaxy right. After a long silence, Earth responded. "Stop the attack," Elias said. "No destruction." The world ships moved. Not fast. Not slow. They appeared above the attacking fleets like shadows falling across suns. Weapon systems shut down instantly. Power cores went cold. One fleet commander screamed. "This is impossible." The world ship answered. Conflict resolved. Space bent. Entire war fleets vanished, not destroyed, not erased, placed into isolated pockets of empty space where they could harm no one. The civilian worlds were untouched. The message echoed across the galaxy. Humanity had power beyond measure, and still chose restraint. Inside the core chamber, the sphere brightened. Sync level high. You are learning, the voice said. The alien councils were silent now. Some bowed. Others watched in fear. A single alien representative requested contact with Earth. The message was short. We do not understand you. Elias answered. We understand you too well. Beyond the galaxy, the dark presence stirred. It had waited for chaos. It found order instead. The voice grew tense for the first time. They are coming, it said. A new signal appeared. Massive, cold, and vast. Something crossed the edge of known space. World ships turned outward, forming a shield. Humanity saw it clearly now. This was never about ruling the galaxy. It was about protecting it. The sphere showed a final vision. Countless cycles where guardians failed, not because they were weak, but because they ruled instead of cared. You are different, the voice said. Prove it. The dark shapes approached slowly, like a tide that could not be reasoned with. Earth prepared for the unknown. The war everyone expected never began, because humanity refused to fight the galaxy, and chose to defend it instead. The dark presence did not rush forward. It waited. Beyond the edge of the galaxy, strange shapes moved slowly, bending light and space around them. They did not send messages. They did not threaten. They simply existed. World ships formed a wide defensive line. Their shadows stretched across entire star systems. For the first time, the Guardians were not facing frightened fleets or angry empires. They were facing something that did not care. On Earth, silence filled the command halls. This is what they were built for, one leader whispered. Dr. Elias Cade stood before the main screen. His face showed no fear, only focus. If we fail, he said, there will be no second chance. Inside the world ship, the voice spoke with clarity. This enemy does not negotiate, it said. It consumes systems and moves on. How do we stop it? The team leader asked. The sphere pulsed. You do not stop it with force alone, the voice replied. You stop it by choosing what you will become. Human leaders were given access to the core interface. Not controls. Not weapons. Choices. Paths appeared. Visions of different futures. One showed humanity ruling the galaxy. World ships enforcing order through fear. The dark presence was destroyed, but the galaxy lived under silent chains. Another showed total war. The enemy was pushed back, but countless worlds burned. Humanity survived, alone. The final path showed something different. Humanity did not stand above the galaxy. It stood within it. World ships became shields, not blades. The dark presence was slowed, redirected, contained, not erased. Elias spoke softly. This is the path with the most risk. Yes, the voice replied. And the most life. The decision required unity. Every major human power was asked to agree. There was no vote by force. No hidden override. For the first time in human history, the world chose together. Protect. Not rule. The sphere flared with light. Sync level. Complete. The world ships changed. Weapons folded inward. Energy fields expanded outward. Their shapes shifted from sharp shadows into vast arcs of light and gravity. They formed a living barrier. The dark presence pushed forward, and slowed. It met resistance not of fire, but of space itself. Systems were not destroyed. They were sealed, wrapped safely behind guardian fields. Alien civilizations watched in disbelief. They're sacrificing advantage, one council said. They're sharing protection, another replied. Humanity opened communication channels. No one stands alone, Earth broadcast. Stay behind the shields. Some alien fleets tried to flee. The world ships gently redirected them. Some tried to attack. Their weapons failed. Not punished. Just stopped. The dark presence pressed harder. World ships held. For the first time, the Guardians showed strain. Elias felt it through the link. Humanity felt it too. They're sharing the load with us, he said. The ships are not carrying this alone. The voice spoke one final truth. They were never meant to. Human energy grids synced with the Guardians. Human minds, emotions, and will fed the barrier. Not as fuel, but as guidance. The dark presence recoiled. Confused. It had never faced unity without domination. Slowly it withdrew. Not defeated, but denied. The galaxy survived the day. The cost was clear. Humanity could never again hide. They would always be needed. Inside the world ship, the voice softened. You have chosen well, it said. Elias looked at the stars. What happens now? He asked. The answer was simple. Now, the voice said. You become guardians too. The world ships dimmed, settling into long-term positions. The galaxy breathed again. Humanity had not claimed the throne of the universe. They had accepted its watch. The galaxy did not celebrate. It rested. After the dark presence pulled back, stars shone the same, but everything felt different. For the first time in its long history, the galaxy had survived without a conqueror rising from the ashes. World ships remained in their positions, quiet and watchful. They no longer blocked paths or bent space aggressively. They simply existed like mountains that could move if needed. On Earth, people stepped outside and looked up. Nothing burned. Nothing fell. That alone felt like a miracle. Dr. Elias Cade stood alone in the observation hall. The great screen showed the galaxy at peace, but his thoughts were heavy. Why us? He asked quietly. Inside the world ship, the voice answered one last time. Because you asked that question. Images formed in the air. Memories from before humanity ever looked at the stars. The creators of the world ships appeared, not as gods, but as tired beings. They had once tried to save the galaxy by ruling it. They enforced peace through power. It worked. Until it didn't. Fear turned into hatred. Obedience turned into rebellion. Every cycle ended the same way. We learned too late, the voice said. Control breaks what protection cannot. The images changed. Other species were shown, stronger than humans, older, wiser in science. Each had found the world ships. Each had failed. They all believed they deserved command, the voice continued. None believed they must be judged. The final image showed early humanity. Small, divided, often cruel. But something stood out. Even after wars, humans rebuilt together. Even after power, they questioned it. Even after victory, they argued about morality. You doubt yourselves, the voice said. That doubt is rare. Elias closed his eyes. That doesn't make us better, he said. No, the voice replied. It makes you careful. The truth settled across the galaxy. Humanity was not chosen because it was the strongest. It was chosen because it could stop. Alien leaders finally understood. Humans did not seek thrones. They accepted duty. The world ships began a slow transformation. Their systems opened, not to command, but to cooperation. Alien engineers were invited to learn. Alien voices were allowed to speak. Protection became shared. The Guardians were no longer secrets. They were promises. A final message echoed across the stars, translated into every language. Power does not grant the right to rule. Restraint grants the right to protect. The dark presence remained beyond the galaxy, unable to enter, unable to feed. Not destroyed, but contained by unity. Humanity returned to its place among the stars. Still small. Still imperfect. But trusted. Elias watched as alien ships passed near Earth without fear. They'll forget, someone said. Elias shook his head. No, he replied. They'll remember who didn't take control. The voice spoke one final time, softer than before. Our work is done. The world ships dimmed, entering a long watch. Humanity stood guard, not above the galaxy, but within it. And for the first time in cosmic history, the universe was not ruled by fear. It was protected by choice.